Hello, everyone. Let's begin with Module 4 with art, aesthetic, and cultural expression. But before we do that, let's quickly recapitulate what we had talked about in Module 3. Now, Module 3, we had talked about the indigenous science and mathematics, and we had talked about Sulbha Sutra and geometry in altar construction. So, therein we saw that they were very particular and very intricate with the patterns and the requirement of the altars, which were for various purposes. The shapes were different and the layouts were different, but then they were very perfectly built according to geometrical and algebraical aspects of it. Then we talked about Aryabhatta and Bhaskara, which had a large contribution towards the algebra and astronomy of ancient Indian times, and how valuable their contribution was, because there were certain discoveries which were made much later on in the world, but herein the Aryabhatta and Bhaskara had already done it and were using it very effectively in day-to-day living with the maths and the astronomy aspect. Then we talked about Charaka and Sushruta. So, when we talked about Charaka and Sushruta, we saw that they were very capable as scholars. Their contribution in medicine and surgery is very, very remarkable considering those times, the limited resources that they had, and the tools which were very limited then. Then we talked about ecology, metallurgy, agriculture in ancient times, which was very advanced according to those standards also. And so many of the technologies, unmindfully, we continue to use and we still progress with them. That the organic farming, the healthy way of eating that we talked about, is. Was there centuries earlier also. We are just reverting back to the older patterns to a healthier us. uh, Now with Module 4, which talks about arts, aesthetics, and cultural expression. Lesson 4.1, and what we talk about today is Natya Shastra and Indian classical dance and music. So, the Natya Shastra, the Sanskrit word that you can see there, is a seminal ancient Sanskrit treatise on the performing arts, encompassing drama, dance, and music. It is often regarded as the foundational text for Indian classical art forms. You can alongside see a Nataraja statue, which is very graceful and how intricately made, and it is used still wherever dance performances or music shows happen to be. Authorship and dating of the Natya Shastra. Attribution. The Natya Shastra is traditionally attributed to the revered sage Bharat Muni. Now, Bharat Muni, where you can see in the image also, the image or the statue of Bharat Muni has been installed at the Indira Gandhi National Center of Arts, Delhi. While the precise date of its compilation is debated among scholars, most estimate place its first complete compilation between 200 BCE and 200 CE. Some scholars suggest a broader range, that is from 500 BCE to 500 CE. Let's look into the comprehensive scope and content. The Natya Shastra is an encyclopedic work frequently referred to as the fifth Veda due to its profound influence and all encompassing nature. It meticulously covers nearly every aspect of performance. Now, the aspects of performance had so many parameters, which included dramatic composition and structure. It details how plays should be structured, including the plot, the development, the character roles, and the dialogues. We know all these formulate a very, very important role in having a fairly good performance. Stage design and construction. it provides intricate instructions for building a theatre, a Natya Mandapa, and setting up the stage, considering acoustics and visual impact. So, everything that was performed earlier on also, they did take care of the sound system, they did take care of how the outcome or how it would look eventually to the public. Acting methodologies or the Abhinaya. This is a cornerstone of the Natya Shastra, categorizing acting into four distinctive types. Angika, conveying emotions and meaning through body gestures, postures, and movements. So, this is not there in acting alone, this is there in the various dances that we see across India. Vachika, using voice and speech, including intonation, pronunciation, and recitation to express emotions. We know that only the gestures and the postures do not happen to complete the performance. It is much of voice modulation also. Then we have Aharya, employing costumes, makeup, ornaments, and props to enhance the character and the setting. Satvika, expressing involuntary emotional states such as tears, trembling, or blushing, which arise from genuine feeling. So we have the rasa and the bhava theory. This is perhaps the most significant contribution of the Natya Shastra to Indian aesthetics. Let's see what bhava has to say. It refers to the emotional states, moods, or expressions that an artist portrays. Rasa is the aesthetic sentiment or emotional experience evoked in the audience as a result of the effective portrayal of bhavnas, feelings. Bharata identified 8 primary rasas. So let's see what these feelings were. They were Sringara, erotic love, Hasya, comic and laughter, Karuna, pathetic sorrow, Rodra, ferocious and anger, Veera, heroic and courage, Bhayanak, terrible and fear, Bibhasa, distinguishing aversion, Abhuta, marvelous or wonder. Then we have the Indian classical dance. Now, about the Indian classical dance, that it holds its roots in history and ancient civilization, and all the regions of India have their own showcase to perform. And there are some very important showcases which are very popular, and people continue to perform those dance forms up until now. So, Indian classical dance is a profound and ancient art form deeply rooted in India's cultural and spiritual heritage. It is categorized by its systematic training, elaborate aesthetics, storytelling through gestures and expressions, and a strong connection to ancient scriptures, particularly the Natya Shastra by Bharat Muni. The 8 major classical dance forms that are still prevalent, they were there then, and they continue to uphold our legacy. So, the first that we talk about now is Bharatnatyam, that originated in Tamil Nadu. Originating from the temples of Tamil Nadu in South India, Bharatnatyam is one of the oldest and most widely practiced classical dance forms. It was historically performed by Devadasis, temple dancers. Known for its strong geometrical lines, precise footwork, tala, intricate hand gestures, the mudras, as we can see in the picture, and expressive facial movements, abhinaya. So you can see all 4 different hand movements, gestures, expressions therein, all different and projecting different forms. The music is based on the Carnatic system. Repertory often includes themes of human and divine love and devotion, that is bhakti. The next in line is Kathak. Now, Kathak, all of us know, is from Uttar Pradesh, North India. Well, the word Kathak is derived from Katha, meaning story. Kathakars were traditional storytellers. Now, how lovely is it to see a story weaved into a dance performance? It evolved in North India, influenced both Hindu devotional traditions, Vaishnavism, especially Krishna legends, and the courts of Mughal rulers. Characterized by intricate footwork, rapid spins, chakras, and an emphasis on rhythmic patterns produced by ankle bells or ghungroos. It is very clearly shown that the male counterpart also is wearing ghungroos. Facial expression and improvisational storytelling are central. So, unless a story is interestingly told, we often don't get hooked. The music is based on Hindustani classical system. The next we have the very famous Kathakali that was in Kerala, a vibrant and elaborate dance drama from Kerala, South India. Known for its striking makeup, Pachakathi, Thadi, Kari, Miniku for different character types. Elaborate costumes and masks. So, do you see in the picture that they are so intricately designed, and even the face masks are so pretty? So, every emotion had a different face mask. Performers use stylized gestures or mudras, detailed facial expressions, and powerful body movements to narrate stories from Hindu epics and Puranas. Traditionally performed by male dancers. The next we have is Kuchipudi, that originated Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Originating from a village called Kuchipudi in Andhra Pradesh, it is a dance drama tradition that evolved from the ancient Yakshagana, traditionally performed by Brahmin men. It later incorporated female dancers and solo performances. Known for its graceful movements, dramatic characterization, and the unique tarangam, where the dancer performs on a brass plate with a pot of water on their head. And the form of music that was used in Kuchipudi was Carnatic again. Next, we have the Manipuri, that obviously from Manipur. Hailing from the northeastern state of Manipur, this dance form is characterized by its gentle, flowing, and lyrical movement. It emphasizes devotion, particular to Radha and Krishna, the Ras Leela. The movements are soft and rounded, with emphasis on subtle facial expressions and a gliding motion. Costumes, as you can see, are unique, especially the stiff cylindrical skirt, kumil, worn by female dancers. Next up is Mohiniyattam, that's from Kerala. Another classical dance from Kerala, Mohiniyattam, translates to dance of the enchantress, Mohini, a celestial being. It is a graceful feminine and lyrical solo dance form, characterized by swaying body movements, gentle footwork, and subtle facial expressions, reflecting the lasya, feminine aspect of the dance. And the music again is based on the Carnatic system. Then we have Odissi from Odisha, originating from the temples of Odisha on the eastern coast of India, considered one of the oldest surviving dance forms, with sculptural evidence tracking back to ancient times. Known for its sensuous and lyrical quality, characterized by the Tribhangi, three bend posture, and Chauka, square stance, express themes of love, devotion, and divine human interaction. Then we have the Satriya. Well, that is Assamese, introduced in the 15th century by the great Vaishnava saint Srimanta Shankaradeva in Assam. It evolved within the Satras monasteries as a powerful medium for propagating the Vaishnava faith. Combines elements of dance, drama, and music, often performed in a dance drama format called Ankianat, characterized by precise movements, unique hand gestures, and a strong devotional element. Now we talk about the Indian classical music. Indian classical music is one of the world's oldest and most sophisticated musical traditions, deeply intertwined with philosophy, spirituality, and culture. It is characterized by its melodic and rhythmic richness, emphasis on improvisation, and a structured yet flexible framework. It broadly divides into two main traditions. So we have the Hindustani and the Carnatic. So Hindustani classical music predominantly practiced in North India. Carnatic predominantly practiced in South India. While both share common historical roots and fundamental principles, they have evolved distinctly over centuries, influenced by various cultural and regional factors. The separation largely occurred around the 15th century due to the Islamic influence in North India. Now, the core concepts common to both the traditions, to both Hindustani and the Carnatic music style. Despite their differences, both Hindustani and Carnatic music are built upon two foundational pillars. The first is raga, that is melody, and the second is tala or the rhythm. So, about a raga. A raga, Sanskrit raga, meaning color or passion, is the melodic framework for improvisation and composition. It's more than just a scale, it's a specific set of notes, swaras, characteristic melodic phrases, rules for ascent, aroha, and descent, avaroha, and specific emphasis on certain notes. Each raga has a distinct mood or emotional essence, that is the rasa, often associated with specific times of day or seasons, and is believed to evoke particular feelings in the listener. Hundreds of ragas exist, with about 30 to 40 being commonly performed. Now about the tala or the rhythm. A tala, Sanskrit tala, meaning a clap or a measure, is the rhythmic cycle that provides the metrical framework for a musical performance. It is a cycle of beats with specific ascents and divisions that repeats throughout a composition. Talas can range from simple cycles of a few beats to complex ones with many beats. The tala is usually by a percussion instrument like the tabla in Hindustani or a mridangam in Carnatic, and is also maintained mentally by the melodic soloist. Now, the key aspects of Indian classical music performances. Improvisation. A central element, artists develop the chosen raga within the given tala, showcasing their creativity, skill, and understanding of the musical tradition. So the raga and the tala went together. Oral tradition, the Guru Shiksha Parampara. Historically, knowledge has been passed down directly from teacher, the guru, to the student, the shishya, through an immersive apprenticeship, practical training. What is the spiritual connection of it? Often seen as a path to spiritual realization, Nad Yoga, aiming to evoke deep emotional and spiritual experiences. Microstones or the shrutis. Indian classical music utilizes a richer palette of microtones, subtler versions of a semitone, which add unique color and depth to the melodies. Drone, a continuous harmonic background, usually provided by a tambura or a shruti box, which establishes the tonic note and anchors the performance. Indian classical music is a vibrant, living tradition that continues to evolve while upholding its ancient roots, offering a profound and immersive listening experience. With that, we come to the end of lesson 4.1, where we saw that India has a very rich cultural heritage. The dances that have been performing in ancient times are still being performed, and they are performed with as much as vigor and vitality then that they were meant to be. The various dance forms with their different unique dresses, their attires, their facial expressions, all the aesthetics that they followed continue to enchant us. Thank you.